Welcome back to the show. Again, we're all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, our official website, thestevenknightshow.com, and also follow us and subscribe to us on YouTube, The Stephen Knight Show. All right, so have any of you ever been to Hawaii? Looks like you're there now, not here.
Yeah, that's as close as I've gotten.
Well, if you're fortunate enough to be employed through the pandemic and even more fortunate to work from home, Hawaii is calling you. So apparently they're starting this new program called Movers and Shakers. It's a program that aims to recruit talented professionals who will help build the more resilient Hawaii economy. So what they're doing, they're paying for you to round trip for you to get there. They're giving you discounts on food, dining, and they're paying for your accommodations. And what you have to do is volunteer to help out in the community, like work with the locals and help them, build up the economy for Hawaii. They're only allowing 50 people initially, and they expect you to stay there for a month. They want you to stay there longer if you can, but a month. And then they said after that rolls out, they'll start adding more people, but you have to apply for it, obviously. So, what are your thoughts? Is this something you would do? Because they're saying a lot of people working from home, and you pretty much work where you want to. Chike, would you be down for this?
If I didn't already have a career, yeah, I'd be all for it. But the caveat to that would be, would you own me once I got on Hawaii soil? Like, I couldn't hang 10. I probably couldn't have a Mai Tai. I probably couldn't do those things that I really wanted to do because I would be slave to the rhythm because they were paying me to be there.
Yeah. They said that Hawaii is actually a good place right now because their infection rate is so low. Their infection rate is so low as it comes to COVID. They said only 5.5 people per 100,000 are infected.
But if they're going to start accepting 50 people in from the continental United States, then I think those numbers are going to change.
But I'm sure they're going to test you and do all that protocols. I mean, because they I believe it was there that someone was arrested for flying to Hawaii, the husband and wife knowing that they were positive.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. They're very strict apparently. Now, would you do this?
I echo Chike. If I was younger and had less on my plate, yeah, I'd consider it. I think it's a good opportunity for someone who is younger, who's exploring career or new to their career. I think it'd be a great opportunity to help out, some of our territories or some of our neighbors, our political neighbors and so forth. It's a way to give back. It's a service that I think we owe each other here in the same country, in this country. So I think it would be cool. Yeah. It would be cool. Yeah.
I went to Hawaii a few years ago. My sister, her and her husband, they renewed their vows out there, and we were there for 7 days, 7 nights. And and it was good to be there that long because that flight is so long from Atlanta. So
how long is it?
So I flew into LAX and then from Hawaii. So it's still like 5 hours from LAX to Hawaii. So I'm actually glad I had that layover just so I get off the plane. Yeah. I was joking that even the flight attendants were like, "Are we there yet?" They look worn out, but
so you wouldn't be game for a 13-hour flight anywhere, huh?
Oh my God, I don't know. They have to give me some drugs or something to knock me out, but I never adjusted to the time difference. It's 6-hour time difference from here, and I would always wake up at 6 a.m. It is like 1 o'clock here, but It was a great experience though. Hawaii's a beautiful area, but I don't know if I would do it though. Especially being gone that long. If I was younger, like you said, and not as established, I probably would have. Mm-hmm. All right, so a curious topic came up yesterday. So, Real Housewives of Potomac, they had the season 1. First part of their reunion show, episode last night, and so on there, most of the women are light skinned. There's one she's Nigerian, so she's darker skinned, Wendy. So Ashley, who's one of the younger ones, she's lighter skinned. So they were having a conversation, they go back and forth. And Ashley said that Wendy, who's a Nigerian woman, she comes off very aggressive, or she came to her in an aggressive tone. Wendy said that that was an example of colorism because I'm darker, I come off aggressive, and you're using that word, which heightens up that stereotype. I did not get that at all. And even the host, Andy, asked her, well, what should she have used? But Wendy couldn't come up with a word. So do you think, because the thing is they call each other bitches, they call each other, there's no issue there. So do you see colorism in that, Chike?
I think the colorism is lying within Wendy. I think that she has an issue with her own color.
Mm,
Maybe her color against, which she's there with. Um, she probably feels some type of way, and it's like sitting on the edge. And that was just something to bring it out.
mm. That makes sense. Makes sense. We think, Nair.
So what exactly was the statement?
So Wendy, she has 4 degrees. If you watch the
Right.
show, she's going to tell you about these degrees. And so Ashley was just saying that you use your education, because they always, the joke is about all her degrees. And she's all like, well, I'm a proud woman. And then for a Black woman to have 4 degrees, she's serious about these degrees. And so Ashley said, but you use it to down other people. And she said, you said it in this aggressive tone. And Ashley didn't get it when she was saying that it was all this colorism. And I was reading the comments today on Instagram, and this white lady, she commented on one of the posts. She said, I'm being very real by asking this question, because I didn't know anything about colorism until I watched the show yesterday. But how is calling a woman of color aggressive an issue, but calling her a bitch isn't? So I don't know. I just think. I mean, obviously, there is colorism. That is a thing. But I just didn't see that one as one. I think kind of Chike, what you said. Did she probably? Oh my God, it's not bad. It's tripping. Oh, I think she's probably had to face color. Those issues, colorism issues in the past, and so maybe she's very sensitive to that.
Yeah, that might be the case. It may be something may have triggered that idea that this is something that looks like that.
Right.
But from what I just hear, it doesn't sound like that to me. It sounds like something a little different. But that may have been a trigger that was the most immediate or local response that she felt or had.
Yeah.
That she may have felt, and it could have been that for her, in that experience only. But it's no telling. It's no telling. It is interesting though.
Yeah.
And that question from that young lady, like you said, the white lady, that was a good question, actually.
Yeah.
It's a good question for someone who doesn't really understand that.
Right.
And it could shed a lot of light on people who think they do.
Yeah.
So I thought that was good. That's a good question. That's a pretty good question.
Yeah. All right. So our last topic, Brandon Bernard. If you remember, he was the one that the latest person that Kim Kardashian was trying to get commuted from execution. Up till the end, she was reaching out to Donald Trump, and sadly, he was executed on last Thursday. And so he was one of the 5 convicted in Texas of killing youth ministers Stacey and Todd Bagley in 1999, and was the youngest person in the U.S. to receive the death sentence in nearly 70 years for a crime he committed at 18. He was 40 when he was killed. There are multiple efforts to mute his execution. His story even caught the attention, like I said, of Kim Kardashian, who was actually trying to save his life up to the last minutes. He was pronounced dead at 9:27. Bernard said that he had been waiting for his chance to apologize to the family of the Bagleys and his own family for the pain he caused. He said, "I'm sorry. I wish I could take it all back, but I can't." And those are apparently his last words before he was executed. Now, he was part of the 5 that did this. He was the youngest, and a lot of information came out after the case that showed that although he was dead wrong, he didn't deserve to be murdered because he didn't kill anyone. He was just there, and he was, part of whatever they were doing, but he wasn't the one that killed. He wasn't the one. And so even the prosecutor who was against him, she said if she knew what she knew, she wouldn't have sought after the death penalty. So what are your thoughts, Chike?
Well, I'm totally against the death penalty, so I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, yeah. Apparently, they hadn't they I read something. They said well, now you're telling me what you think.
It happens far too often. It's happened far too often. That's why they have these small groups and celebrities that are working on behalf of these individuals who their cases there was some opportunity in their cases to either grant them this type of stay or they shouldn't have been there in the first place in some cases, in a lot of cases. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say that that the Badleys thanked Donald Trump for carrying out the execution in their statement. But apparently, this is the ninth execution under this administration. After the federal execution, it was on a hiatus for 17 years, and so of course Trump brought it back.
Yeah, and I'd also be someone who'd probably be more against the death penalty than anything.
Yeah.
I don't see nothing wrong with putting people up in those cages for a while if we know that they have done something heinous, for sure. Without any gray area, then I don't see any problem with just having them be where they're going to be for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
But I understand. I also am not a recipient of this pain from when it's so I can understand that maybe as someone's right.
That's true.
When it comes to someone else's family member that's been taken away, they may feel that they are rightfully owed that from that individual, their life. So
yeah.
And I'm sorry. Let's just also keep in mind that that Trump dude wanted the Central Park 5 children to be executed. So that's right up his alley. That's in his wheelhouse.
Yep. Well, rest in peace to him and to the victims as well. Before we go, Chike, what are your plans for the holidays?
To eat an insane amount, to drink an insane amount, to be home. I'll probably be Zooming and IG living still. Yeah, I'm not gonna go around my family. I'm not gonna put them at risk, and I'll be working. But yeah.
What about you now? Your first year as a married man, holiday season?
All right, man. I'm working on that now, trying to figure out what we're gonna do. Probably some low-key stuff locally, again, to keep everyone safe, but try to bring in some joy and some smiles and some.
Yeah.
This has been a hard year.
Oh my gosh.
A rough, unusual year. So try to celebrate what we can.
Yeah.
In the safest way possible.
Yeah. I actually have a ticket to go home, but I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence if I'm gonna go home. It's only an hour flight, but still, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Think about it, because you just don't know when you'll get that chance.
Exactly.
Yeah. So think about it.
Yeah. And the last time I didn't go home for Christmas, because I go home every year, was in 2014, and that was my mom's last Christmas.
So think about it.
Think about that. Yeah.
You got something to think about then.
Yeah. Well, whatever y'all do, happy holidays to you. Enjoy, and I will see you all in January.
Happy holidays, Nair.
Thank you. Happy holidays to all of you, to every one of both of you, and even Michelle, who's not here. Happy holidays to our team and family.
Most definitely. Well, listen, we'll be right back after this.